What's going on? It's Matt with Ozark Fence. Today we thought we'd bring you a video that we haven't done here on the channel before, and that is fixing chain link fence in terms of someone trying to break into it. Right behind me here, we're at an undisclosed location. This happens to be a good customer or client of ours, and somebody has tried to come in here and cut their way into their pile of goodies behind the fence. So you can see here that this is pretty typical of what you're going to find when you come to a job to do something like this. The owner of the building has temporarily patched it up with an old gate to keep people out for now. But today we're going to walk through the process of how to fix this and get it back into good shape. Let's do it. So if you've come out to fix a fence that's been cut into, specifically chain link, let's go over a couple of the tools you're gonna need. A decent pair of bolt cutters, a decent pair of pliers, lineman pliers or fencing pliers preferred. A couple of chain link stretching jigs or claws. Now, these particular ones we make in-house. I'm not sure if you can buy these from a company, but if you're interested in how to make these, let us know in the comments. It's pretty simple. We make them out of scrap material that we have laying around. A couple of tension bars, and they need to be the right size for whatever size fence you're fixing. A come along. And lastly, some new chain link that we can use to patch up this hole. So step one is going to be removing all of the bad parts of the fence and whatever obstruction you might have that's in the way currently. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So even though the cut is pretty localized in one section, if we're taking a look at the actual chain link, you can see that down here it's pretty mangled up. This is all bent up and it goes pretty far back over to this post. So the proper way to do this is to remove all of this and replace it with new fence. So let's go ahead and cut this section out as well. So we're still taking off the bad parts of the fence. We're just going through and making sure that stuff is off of the chain link and that we're getting back to a fresh picket. I don't know if you can pick this up or not, but here you can see a picket that looks like it was full, but it's actually cut here. So we're gonna need to remove this and get back to a full diamond or a half a diamond, but one that runs from top to bottom. Now that we have this fence cleaned up and we're back to having fresh fence on each side or fresh chain link, we can now go ahead and go on to the next step. What is the next step? Well, the next step, and it's an important one, is to go ahead and remove all of the wire ties along the top rail and along the post. And we're gonna wanna do this at least, I say 10 to 20 feet in either direction. And we're gonna do it all up on the top rail here, all of the ties on the post, and probably even down to the next post over here. The reason we wanna do that is because we're going to, here in a minute, hook up the come along and stretch this chain link tight again. And we can only stretch it as much as where it's tied off to. So by removing all the ties 10 to 20 feet on either side, you get more loose chain link that you can then stretch tighter. And I really feel like that's a good step, a good key in having a successful chain link repair, and one that's gonna be really tight when we're done. It'll be like it never happened. So let's go ahead and remove all the ties in both directions. Now, when we're removing the ties, I don't fully take them off. Just having them off of the post is probably gonna be good enough. Chances are good if we stretch this tight, we'll end up reusing these ties pretty close to where they were at. So just getting off one side at least is gonna be adequate. Yeah, I remember one time when I was new, I got sent out to do this, And nobody really properly told me or taught me, you know? And so I was out kind of on my own. I had a helper, but I forgot to do this step. And we didn't get really good results because we were trying to stretch a 8-foot section really tight and we really couldn't get it to stretch. So this is a crucial step to the process. So same thing with the top rail, just like the posts, we're really just undoing them. We don't have to completely take them off. And if you noticed at the start of the cut up here, I left one tied, and that's so the chain link won't fall down. It'll still be held up. Since I'm out here doing this by myself, that's definitely a good tip. Now that we have both sides cleared and cleaned up, and we've removed the ties on the post and the top rail, we're now ready to begin weaving in our new piece. And at this point, we have a decision to make. What side are we gonna put this chain link in first? Are we gonna put it into this side and stretch it this way? Or are we gonna put it into this side and stretch it this way? There's really not necessarily a right answer here, except for I like to try to stay away from the post, and it makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're on your own and we're weaving in one single picket. If you can stay away from the post, it makes it a little bit easier on your life. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by weaving this new chain link in over here, and then we'll do the stretching portion over here away from the post. Okay, so here's the end of our chain link, and as you can see, we have a half of a picket on our new and a half of a picket on our old. So that's good. That just means we're gonna need to take this half a picket out and then weave the two back together. So let's do that real fast. Okay, so now that we have our weaving piece, we're gonna go ahead and line up the old and the new, and we're gonna weave these two pieces together. So now that we have the fresh bit of chain link wove into this side, we're pretty much gonna take the chain link and we're gonna stretch it to where the other side stops here. And we're just gonna make sure that we have enough wire to cover the gap. And then what I like to do is cut and remove the extra so that I'm not fighting it, since we won't need it. So looks like we ought to be able to cut it maybe here and get rid of the rest. Boom. There we go. So I'm just temporarily putting something up there to hold it for me while I get the jigs and tension bars in place. The next step is going to be actually stretching both sides of this chain link before we weave them back together. To do that, you're gonna need a couple of tension bars, the jigs, and the come along. The best advice that I could give is when you're putting in your tension bars, you wanna put them in and give yourself enough room on either side of the cut, something like that, to where you have enough room to actually use the come along and be able to stretch it. You don't want to put your tension bars too close, because then you won't have enough room to use the come along. So we'll start by putting this first one in, maybe a couple feet back, somewhere in here maybe. Now we're gonna take our jigs and we're gonna put them onto the tension bars, and that way we can hook up our come along here at the circles. And these just act like fingers almost to be able to grab the chain link and stretch it. And you really want to make sure that when you have these hooks on here, that they're on the actual tension bar and not the chain link. That way you don't mangle up the chain link. Now we're simply going to hook up one end of the come along onto our jig, and the other end goes to the other jig. And then we're simply going to add a little bit of pressure for now, just so that our tension bars and jigs don't come off. So something like that. And then we're going to make any little adjustments we need to with the tension bar. Make sure that the fingers are all catching, which it looks like they are. So I'd say we're pretty good to start cranking on the come along. And as I am applying pressure with this come along, it's stretching the chain link in both directions. And if we didn't go through and untie these ties, it would be pulling against this post, and it would only be stretching this little section. That's why removing the ties further back is pretty much essential for getting a good tight fix. Okay, so something like that. So now that we have the come along stretched relatively taut and it's pretty good on both sides, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to determine where these two pieces could meet. So if we're looking here, we can see that we're left with this half of a picket, and it looks like this one could replace this half. You can see there, they're about the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this one, and we'll use this one as our weave piece. Okay, so now you can see that we are ready to weave in our piece, and we still have a bit of a gap here, and that's really a good thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank down on the come along just a little bit more until these two pieces are close enough to where I can weave this in by hand. And now, as you can see, a few more cranks get you close enough to where you're going to be able to get this by hand. So let's go ahead and throw this half picket back into our run of chain link. Now that we have our picket weaved back in, you can tell that the chain link is a little loose still right here, but that's going to tighten back up when we let the tension off the come along, and this whole run should be relatively tight. Let's go ahead and do the last step here. And now that we have the jigs off, we're going to take the tension bars out. It's always a good idea to check to see how tight it is. What you're looking for is to put all of your pressure into squeezing this. And if you see one of these diamonds here go halfway or over to the other diamond, then it's probably not tight enough. That's about all I got right there. So a little bit of play is acceptable, and you can tell that this is really pretty tight. Now the only thing left to do is to go back around to the other side of the fence and put the ties on. And then you're pretty much done and you're out of here. Hopefully this quick video helped you guys out for the next time that you need to fix a chain link fence that has a cut in it. And hopefully you'll get it nice and tight and keep the thieves away from your goodies. This is Matt signing off for another video. We'll catch you guys next time.